Welcome to Heaven on Earth, a sacred portal to visualizing, meditating, and co-creating our highest joys that usher in the Golden Age of Aquarius. I'm your host, Athena StarSeed. Hi, good morning. This is Athena. Welcome to Heaven on Earth. I have my gorgeous co-host, Kim Hix, all the way from Hawaii. Aloha, Kim.
Aloha, world.
I'm so happy to see you again. I'm going to start with our opening invocation, and then we're going to talk about what you've been up to, because I haven't seen you for a couple weeks. So thank you guys for joining us. This is a show about light workers and how we are ushering in the golden age of artistry and enlightenment. And we just want to welcome you to the show and ask you to take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. Inhale. And exhale. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men, let light return to earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men, let the Christ consciousness return to earth. In the center where the will of God is known, let the center guide the little wills of men, the center which the masters know and serve. And may it seal the door where evil dwells. May the plan of love, light, and power restore heaven on earth. Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Father Sky, and Mother Earth, from the point of light that connects us all, please be here in the sacred circle of light. Amen. Aloha, Kim.
Aloha, Athena.
So how's it been going in Hawaii?
Well, my personal journey has been busy. We're launching our new season on the show, so I've been thoroughly committed to that. But the overarching theme here, of course, is our wonderful Pele, the great goddess, is giving birth to the earth over there on Big Island, and it's still a big ordeal for lots of people over there. But also, it's still the thrilling function of nature in her full beauty and arraignment. So that's been pretty exciting. I also stumbled into the Mr. Rogers TV show. It's about the story of Mr. Rogers, and I was really impressed because I keep looking at the guiding principles for starseeds and the future of our planet, and I keep coming up and always circling around nurturance. And here was a man who was dedicated to an exquisite form of nurturance of children by getting close and paying attention to them, hearing the depth of their fears and anxieties, and mostly nurturing them through great recognition and appreciation. Keys to the future, Athena.
Well, this is very exciting because I have an incredible guest in studio today, and she is a mother, an author, and definitely a starseed white light general. She has been doing the white light work pretty much her entire incarnation, and I would like everybody to welcome to the show author Rosanne Leslie. Can you? Hi, welcome.
Hi.
So,
hello.
Hi.
Kim, actually, I think Leslie and you have something in common.
Yeah, so my daughter Connor, I believe, was on Hawaii Five-O at one point a few years ago.
As an actress?
Yes.
So how, Rosanne Leslie, how did you get into becoming an author and doing the light work, and how did you know you were a starseed?
So I didn't really understand what starseeds were until I was approached by a professor at LMU about a year ago, and she had asked me to do a discussion on starseeds because she had gotten a copy of my book, Do You Know the Sound of Throwing Stars Far? And she was really interested.
What was the book?
It's called Do You Know the Sound of Throwing Stars Far? So
Do you know the sound of throwing stars far? Wow, beautiful.
It's gorgeous, right? It's so poetic.
Wow. Go, please.
So anyway, so about 29 years ago, I had a lucid dream, which catapulted me into the writing of this story. And I followed that journey over the last few decades, which led me into all different kinds of spiritual experiences. Namely, my interest was always children. And I ended up giving workshops in schools for children based on the fairy tale, which led me to another book that I wrote called Chasing Rainbows, and then a subsequent book after that. And all of these really relate to the subconscious, starseeds, quantum physics, and how we can really bend our realities to manifest a beautiful world through our imagination. And one of the things that really challenged me over the years was raising 3 children alone in this society where we really stunt them. Our, the educational system has robbed them of creativity, of their imagination, and they're doing it even more so today. So,
yes, it's very true.
Yeah, so my goal really is to work with children and adults, which I have been doing through my coaching practice, to show adults how to tap back into their inner child, heal that, so they can wake up and create and manifest the beautiful things that children are really born with innately, and they do, until we as parents and society kind of squash that.
Yeah, the nature of collective education in the current world system is undoing the great facility of nature to produce very imaginative, creative beings. The children were meant to be full participants in life and not to be disconnected by being put in farms for educational purposes, which isolates them. So it's a very important theme you're on. I think, most important theme of all.
Yes, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your first magical experience and how did you know that you were a starseed? Okay. And what does that mean for people who are tuning in that are not identified necessarily with being a starseed?
Okay, so my interpretation is that we all come from the cosmos. We all come from the stars. And when we get here, that's when things kind of get scrambled up. If we have the nurturing from society and our parents and our family to guide us, as I know, Athena, you do your daughter, because I've witnessed that magic, what happens is some of us are really stubborn, and we know and we connect with higher levels of consciousness at a very early age, and so we become resistant to conformity. So our path is really, really challenging because we know, we feel, we see, we live, we breathe that world of imagination, that we are our own universe. And yet we're challenged and we trip along the way of the concrete realities of others. And if we don't have the guidance of people to consistently help us every single day, most people who come here as starseeds don't fulfill their purpose and their journey because they didn't trust themselves and because they didn't trust that amazing connection that they have. I was really stubborn, which I think I run into a lot of people who are doing the same kind of work, and they share the same kind of stories where they really didn't have that consistent, what I call real genuine love. We're trained in our society from our families, our religions and cultures, a different kind of love. It's the word love, but it's oftentimes not love at all. So we grow up choosing relationships, whether it's professional or personal, that are the antithesis of love, but we think it's love, and it really takes a very strong individual to maintain that consciousness, that connection, so they can expand constantly to a beautiful manifestation, and most of us don't do that, unfortunately. So, I wrote the books, and I work with these books with my clients and with people to reinforce that no matter how old they are, that inner child never goes away. I have never met an adult who does not have that inner child. So, some people are functioning really well, they're very successful financially, but there's just one little trigger and they go right back to that child. And we constantly have to do this work. I don't think any of us will ever, fully heal that child unless there is consistent love and support around you.
That's really powerful. So Leslie is an inner child intuitive coach, and that's like incredible. When I was running my boot camp, Leslie, I had a lot of, my population was the adults, and they were overweight, and a lot of them were the light workers. And I also find in a lot of addiction recovery centers, there are also those starseed light workers that have looked in other places. Instead of going in and up and connecting to their soul's purpose, they go out and try to validate it with addiction, whether that's people, drugs, materialism, whatever they're addicted to, that they try to place in that black hole that they can never fill except with that connection to the light, as they are the light.
Yeah, I experienced that with people also. They're looking outside, and the answers are never going to be outside, because we are, and you'll read about this, we are our own universe. But what does that really mean? It means we are that universe, and all that means all the answers are inside.
Right.
And then when you have those answers inside and through meditation, because meditation is full access to the other realities, and in your quiet, that's when you hear the language, the only language of God. And the language of God, as I wrote about in one very short story, were the first two words God ever spoken were, find me.
Oh, it's so
Okay,
beautiful.
find me.
Find
and
me.
you find me by going inside, finding out what that is, what that means, and then bringing it out into the world to manifest that goodness. And it takes a lot of courage.
You know, it's interesting. I have a beautiful painting in my home, and one day I'll have you over so you can see it, but there's a big mandala of Ramana Maharishi, and his find me was, you would ask the question, who am I? And if you meditate on who am I, who am I, who am I, you will find that me inside.
Yes,
So the find me is a directive. That's the fastest way in, instead of everybody looking at the mirror in the hologram and getting lost by all the other achievements or power or seduction.
Money.
Yeah, and anything besides the me.
Correct. I agree with that.
So can you share with us one of your most magical, mystical experiences?
There have been a few. The most, so the lucid dream with the fairy tale was huge. The most important one to me was a Kundalini awakening that I had about 20 years ago. And that was, I guess you could say, rather trippy. I know a lot of people, it's very popular today to talk about psychedelics and ayahuasca and all these other ways to transport yourself, whereas I wasn't doing anything other than meditating, breathing, raising kids, and daydreaming, which I'm really grateful for. But that experience literally was, I would say, bending reality, merging realities, where past, present, future, all of consciousness just comes together.
Wow.
And it wasn't very colorful like a lot of people talk about it. To me, I call it now, it was spiritual data. And that's really what I believe expanding consciousness is for everybody. It's accessing the data, knowing how to process it, getting past the collective archetypes, because the archetypes are what everybody identifies with. But then there's another level, and when you peel back that level and that layer, that's where you have spiritual data, and you have to really trust it. So I see star seeds and consciousness and people coming in to do this light work really on the level of interpreting the data correctly and not misinterpreting it. And that you get through guidance with people who have already had those experiences, or through pure meditation. And in meditation, that silence doesn't lie. And you assume a responsibility, and that responsibility is the responsibility for the planet, for the children, humanity, everything. You become really clear on recognizing that we are everything around us and inside of us.
Wow, this is a mission statement of the starseeds right there.
Well, it's interesting you say that.
So this is incredible, because when I'm reading for people at the Mystic Journey, I'm an intuitive reader, I see a lot of those light workers who are a little bit lost. And so when I'm doing those readings, I will definitely refer you for some of that coaching, because it is important to have somebody as a way shower that's been through the Kundalini awakening, so they can access their gifts and in an appropriate way not only heal themselves, but their families, their lineage, and their communities. This is Athena StarSeed. This is a show called Heaven on Earth. If you enjoyed the show, please like it, share it with your friends, and stay tuned. We're here every week at the same time. We'll be right back after these commercial messages with our beautiful author in studio, Rosanne Leslie, a White Light Starseed General. This is awesome. I'm so excited that you're here.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Seekers of luscious and appetizing gustatorial pursuits, indulge your fancies with steaks so absolutely yum-yum, vegetarians have forsaken kale and Pilates and never look back. Fish specialties so fresh and delicious and chosen by King Neptune himself, and relish Columbo's Italian family specialties so delectable you'll be yelling out, bravo, bravo! And let's not forget Columbo's world-famous meatballs, and you've got to try their breakfast pizza. Oh, and jazz every night. Service that's friendly, not phoning, and at a price that'll keep you coming back. That's Columbo's, that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's, Manja.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Aloha! Experience your home away from home being beachfront at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Begin your getaway relaxing on over 11 acres of tropical Hawaiian gardens at Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel, voted Best Aloha Spirit by Hawaii Magazine readers. Just walking around the grounds with all the tropical vegetation, relaxing poolside, or kicking back in the sun on the world-renowned Kaanapali Beach makes you feel like you're home in paradise. There's a package to fit all your needs: wedding, honeymoon, activities, private parties, great food, or just good old beach fun. The hotel perpetuates the Hawaiian tradition at its best. Call 661-0011 or visit kbhmaui.com.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me.
Hi, this is Athena StarSeed, and this is a show called Heaven on Earth, and we are in studio with our beautiful guest, Rosanne Leslie, who is a White Light Starseed General. I'm so happy that I ran into her, and I just want to tell you briefly how that happened. I was working at the Mystic Journey bookstore, and I got a phone call from this beautiful woman, and she said, hi, I looked at your bio, and I had found your name, and Starseed was kind of something that I'm interested in, the same subject matter. Can we meet? So before I know it, she comes to the Mystic Journey Art Gallery on Lincoln in Venice, California, where it's a crystal art gallery where it's a very high vibe. So your magical people are constantly walking in. Thank you, Jeff Siegel. And she started telling me the most fascinating stories about her actually being hired by universities to talk about star seeds. She has been teaching this material for nearly 30 years. And I was like, wow, because a lot of people had been telling me, oh, you need to take your life more seriously. Don't call yourself starseed. Who do you think you are? and I was like, okay, I have to just be really authentic. And I want to share one experience that confirmed that I was a starseed. And then when I met you, I was like, yeah, there are other people that are out there. So this is what happened to me. I was in college my senior year. I got a phone call on December the 15th at 5 in the morning that my brother took his life. And I was devastated. I was actually in the middle of a theater show because I was on a theater scholarship for Midsummer Night's Dream, and I was playing Puck. And my whole world crashed, and I was so sad. And for the next 6 months, I didn't want to study. I didn't want to go to school. I wanted to find my purpose and get out and live my life deliberately. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. A deliberate life, and a very intentional. I felt like I needed to do it now, carpe diem, you know? And so I told my father and my mother I wanted to leave college. And my mother said, follow your dreams, follow your heart. And my father said, are you crazy? You just got a full ride at the University of Maryland. You're 6 months before graduating. Why would you leave now? Mm-hmm. And so I was, you know, I was torn. So here's what I did, which is what I've always done my whole life when I'm confused and I don't know where to go. I went underneath the stars about 11 o'clock at night, and I looked up at the heavens, and I just said to them, if you want me to leave this $40,000 scholarship and go to Los Angeles, California, which I had an offer to go and live for free, I need to see a shooting star in the next 5 minutes. I commanded to the heavens, and I saw 3 shooting stars. Psh, psh, psh. And I said, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. And I had been, I don't know if do you remember the TV show Gilligan's Island?
Yes.
Okay, that was my favorite show. Well, I happen to know Marianne, who is Dawn Wells, personally. And since I was a little child in the wheelchair, her and I were friends, and I would write her letters to say, someday I'll be a star just like you. And she said, yes, you will. Shoot for the stars. And we went back and forth. She happened to be in Maryland when I was going through this transition with my brother. And I told her that I didn't want to stay anymore. And she said, I'll give you a frequent flyer mile. You can come and live with me in Toluca Lake in my guest house. I'll help you get your start in LA. Come on out. And so that's what I did.
Wow.
The universe opened up all of these doors. And now I was living next to Bob Hope in Toluca Lake, which is kind of like the Beverly Hills of the Valley. And I'm hanging out with Dawn. And I was like, they want me stationed here. And what I found was my vision started opening up. They said around 2012, all the light workers that will be stationed in LA, which is the city of angels, will start being commissioned, and their mission will then be charged to usher in this golden age of artistry. So it's not going to come through one prophet or a religion or a political figure or even a culture. It's going to come, like you said, in a universal type of platform where our art opens our heart chakras. And Kim, you were talking about that too, about how art frees people, and especially children.
Yes, art is what we're here to be and do, which is all the expressive forms of being human and experiencing life. So the nurturance of the arts, and when we straighten out our political, social, and economic structures, we will find that we are free, and we will indulge in the great creative act of being human and conscious creative artists, all of us. And that's the great vision for the future, really.
Well, what's amazing is actually art and music is what influences political culture and history, really, right? You change the music, you can change the culture. You change the dreaming, you can change humanity. All right, so we are going to come right back after this commercial message, and we're going to talk to Rosanne Leslie about one of her magical, mystical starseed experiences. And if you've had a starseed mystical experience, please reach out to Kim and I. We'd love to have you on the show and talk to you about what your purpose is and what your passion is and how we can help you achieve that. This is Athena StarSeed and Kim Hix from Heaven on Earth. We'll be right back after these commercial messages. Aloha!
Hi friends, this is Larry Minetti. Go to LarryMinetti.com to get my book, Aloha Magnum. You'll read all about the wonderful guest stars like Carol Burnett, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, and many, many more. There is an episode guide and my favorite recipes that I really cook at home. I will include a free signed photo with every book. Get Aloha Magnum at LarryMinetti.com. Order now. Aloha.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? News flash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante to see memorabilia of movie stars and theatrical magic right in downtown Fullerton, California. The Art of the Great Masters in an Italian town square complete with storefronts of old, Italian butchers and cheesemongers, fruit and wine vendors, seamstresses showing their wares, the romance of Romeo and Juliet. Find our mystical Room of the Moon, and don't forget King Kong, Dracula, Frankenstein, and who knows what awaits you in the wine cellar. Enjoy the great food. We hand stuff our pastas, roll each and every tortellini, bake our own bread, and make all of our sauces fresh from our private stock of Sicilian family recipes. Pasta to seafood, chicken to award-winning pizzas, tiramisu flown in from Rome. If you can't find something on our menu to tempt you, you don't like Italian food. Try our Sunday brunch, all you can eat, just $21.95. And Angelo's and Vinci's has been named the best Italian restaurant in Orange County 2 years in a row, and our owner has been named Restaurateur of the Year. Angelo's and Vinci's, Fullerton, California, 714-879-4022 or angelosandvinci's.com.
A New Alchemy, ANUALCHEMY.com, www.anewalchemy.com, to find Oramus and other Siddha medicine. These substances support the unfolding of consciousness in a body when added to prayer and meditation on a daily basis. In ancient times, Cleopatra called Oramus milk. She said, "I bathe in milk to stay young." And the Jews called it manna from heaven. This substance accelerates, amplifies, enriches your prayer and meditation. It is a generic substance that is powered by love. It's compatible with any tradition, any religion. Your prayer and meditation will take you to a deeper place for your interaction with Spirit. ANewAlchemy.com, ANUALCHEMY, all one word, .com.
Hi, this is Athena StarSeed, and this is a show called Heaven on Earth, and I have my gorgeous co-host Kim Hix all the way from Hawaii. And we have our beautiful in-studio guest, Rosanne Leslie, and we were talking about starseed experiences that transcend logic and reason. And so you were going to tell us about one of your first experiences.
Yes, so you hit on something really important when you said you commanded the universe. What that was for me is surrender. So before I had the lucid dream, I had pretty much wondered, what is my purpose? What am I really supposed to do? And within 2 weeks, that's when I had the lucid dream. And the lucid dream, I really wasn't sure what that was.
But you surrendered first,
But
remember?
I surrendered. The
Yeah.
whole thing with consciousness is that you can, and there's a really amazing man called Gopi Krishna. I don't know if anybody is familiar with him, but he had a Kundalini awakening also. And the lucid dream was the first introduction I really had into the possibilities of consciousness and imagination and how to really direct that. And it was very visual. I mean, I literally downloaded information or channeled the information of the story, the characters, the archetypes, and it unfolded that way through various lucid dreams over the next 5 years. Then the Kundalini awakening happened.
Wait, you got to tell us about the lucid
Okay,
dream.
so-
You keep skipping the meat of
Okay,
that
so
whole story.
the lucid dream was the fairy tale. Do you know the sound of throwing stars far? And it came in, archetypes, symbols, hearts, a little princess, the princess of vision. And I was really blown away. I just thoroughly was taken by this story and just wrote it down for 5 years. And the characters, all the information that came was channeling, and it was dreaming. It was like dreaming during the day, all day long. And that's what children do. They do it all the time naturally.
But what's the story? Tell us the beginning, middle, and end, like the cliff notes of what that means.
Okay, of what?
Yeah, the throwing stars far.
Okay, so it's the whole story is.
Well, just the beginning, middle, and end. There's a little girl.
Okay, so the little girl is a princess of vision. She comes here to remind the world how to feel and love again through a basket of hearts. And there's 5 hearts, and the 5 hearts represent each emotion. Like love is red, blue is sadness, black is forever gone, gold is peace and resolution, and purple is passion. So the theme in the story in the lucid dream, thank you, Athena, was that in order for us to truly make our dreams come true on an integrated level, as human beings, we must remember how to feel. We must know what our emotions are. And what's happening today in the world, and this all came to me in the dream 30 years ago, was that people are shut off. They shut down as children, and they grow up to function in society. And they forget what they are. They forget who they are. They forget what they're feeling. They forget how to love. They forget that love really is the reason for everything, because we beat it into them that they have to suffer, that they have to work really, really hard. And so we just constantly repeat this. So the story is about this little princess. She comes around, she tells everybody, you have to have these feelings, you must identify these feelings. Once you understand all your feelings, you get to catch your star. And your star will make your dreams come true.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh,
Yes.
And they
beautiful.
catch their star by popping clouds.
They what?
Whoa.
They pop clouds. So, but the funny part about this, the characters in the story are called the members of the parade. And those are the children of the planet that go around to make their dreams come true. So they resist conformity, they resist evil, and they are learning that if they can love themselves, then they don't need to rely on external forces or anyone else, which can be, you know, kind of challenging. So that's pretty much how it goes.
Kim.
What a beautiful story.
Thank you.
Are these books available? I mean, can we get them on Amazon?
So I'm reprinting all 3 of them over the next several weeks.
Okay, yeah.
So and there are 3. It's kind of a trilogy, but it really breaks down the meaning of why we're here, star seeds, consciousness, children, adults, the whole aspect of what it is to be human, and where religion, family, collective memories, collective consciousness, it all comes together. So it's pretty exciting. I mean, I've been excited, motivated, and focused for 30 years, and I'm really grateful that I get to do this work.
So
you really caught your star. I mean, this is a wonderful story, and it's an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you.
And I have to say, I got lit up by Athena. Athena just sprinkled stardust all over me the first time I met her, and I haven't ever been the same. And I've been on this starseed track very seriously since then, with a lot of joy in my heart. So,
what's really great is the
treasure.
answer to the question. That's what I love, though, because there is an answer to, do you know the sound of throwing stars far? And one of the children in the story answers it. And
Wow,
I'd like to tell you that.
That's so good.
well, you know what's amazing is, Kim, you know how you were talking about parading around with the light workers and putting them in their archetypes and their costumes and their characters, kind of like a traveling circus. And
Yeah.
so he's been kind of channeling that. It's similar to our modern day rainbow gatherings,
Yes.
but it's a collective, like it's really an artistic expression collective traveling tour, where we actually can light up the different cities that we go to, and that's what he's been doing with these enactments.
And the second book is called Chasing Rainbows.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
It's a perfect theme. The rainbow is the dream, of course, and to bring it down, you know. Like, our job is to bring heaven to earth. It's not to wait till we get there after we die. This is the reality we create collectively.
Oh, Kim, we have to say something really amazing about that. We don't want to wait until we die, because heaven is on earth. And today is the anniversary of Rosanne's father's passing. How many years ago?
It's 6 years ago, and
Today.
yes, and before he passed away,
Amazing.
I had intuitively booked a flight to Florida to go visit him in November 2000. What was it? It was 2011, 2012. Yeah, 2012, I think. And he, being a very religious Catholic man, I was very surprised when he looked to me, the nonconformist and the rebel of the family.
I'm also Catholic.
He said, "Where do you think we go when we die?" And I was really blown away because I'm thinking, well, I've been trying, you know, all this time to tell you. And I said, I just don't think we go very far. And you know, he just kind of rolled his eyes at me. But what I really meant was, we really don't go anywhere. We stay here and we just lose the body part. And that's a very difficult thing for us to recognize because we have thousands of years of people telling us we are this body and that God and everybody else who we're supposed to follow is outside of us, somewhere else. And, you know...
So it leads back to the title of the show.
Yes, heaven on earth.
So when she was telling me this on the commercial break, she said, we don't go very far because heaven is here. We're creating heaven inside of us, and that gets projected out into our reality. Yeah, people
need to really hear that. They need to really know that. But they really don't get how we co-create. So what I write about in these stories is how to unravel and unlearn the messages. And that's where light workers and workers come in to help people really train their mind and not be brainwashed. And so everything we watch, everything we listen to, music, these children whose parents give them iPads during dinner while they're out, or they are so unconscious, they're not recognizing that these children are balls of consciousness, and they're pretty much, they come in with DNA, but they're blank slate. You know, they can channel and bring in information that's out there, but, you know, whatever they see and hear, they are going to believe as true, and that goes also for the messages that our parents give us.
Well, let's go back to your Kundalini awakening, because first I want to go through the 3 steps. Number 1, she starts waking up and she surrenders. Then her dream time starts activating her waking life. So she takes direct action and writes books. Then 3, she gets a Kundalini experience. So now go ahead and talk about that.
So the Kundalini experience was the ultimate experience, and I encourage everybody to you know, try to understand what that really means. And that was where I literally went into a time warp, and it was a tunnel. It was a portal, and that portal was vast, and I left my ego.
Okay, but wait, start like you're sitting on the couch, you're drinking a cup of tea, you get shot out.
Listen,
like, tell me the story.
It was a breath workshop.
Okay, there you go.
So this was a breath workshop 20 years ago, where I don't think they really were doing those. It was filled with like a sound bath you would call today.
Okay.
And it was several hours.
So you're breathing.
I'm breathing, and I teleported into another reality.
Okay, so if you go from laying on the floor to getting sucked through a tunnel.
Yes, when your ego leaves the body, it's all your mind. So your mind connects with universal mind. And that's difficult for people who don't experience to really know what that is. But if we are our universe and we are in our body, a lot of us are controlling and holding on to that body. But if we surrender, relax, and let go, really, really let go, trust the universe, that we are a part of the universal mind, we will leave the body and we will go out into space.
Okay, so you're in space.
You're in space.
Like,
and you're
like Space Mountain.
Yes.
You're going through that tube in Space Mountain. Okay, and so then what happens? Space
Mountain. You're out there. You're out there in your mind with the other universal mind collecting the information. And so the information is intuitive, it's telepathic, and when I came back into my body, I went into the room where the other people were. We all woke up, and I went to a few of them, and I gave them the information that I was taking from that place.
Okay, but wait a minute. You're in space. I wanted what happened to you, because Kim had a near-death experience, and he also got sucked out into space. Remember Kim?
So did David Hawkins.
Oh,
yeah.
David Hawkins.
So Kim, tell briefly your thing so that we can go back, because I want to find out what she learned. When you remember when you died?
Yeah.
So that's death. Yeah, that's like a death.
I was looking out at the Earth, and we were moving quickly, and a feminine energy had me in tow. We're going somewhere, off to some mystic mountains or something, and the Earth was dissolving as I watched it in the sort of my rear view mirror of my life, and it dissolved, and then as it broke up, there were thousands of Earths behind it that were also breaking up, much like you're describing to us of the universal connection. And then when that was sort of fading, I looked down at my body, and my body was doing the same thing. It was made of millions of Earths, and they were dissolving. And then everything became okay because we're off to these Tibetan mountains somewhere.
Okay, so what I interpret is that everyone has a personal experience, and we're all of ours are different.
Right.
So mine was, when I had the lucid dream, that was a very visual experience, where I literally physically saw things. In the Kundalini experience, it was literally being out in the cosmos, like as if I was in space. That's what I felt like, that I was in space without a spacesuit and without my shuttle.
Yeah.
And so I was out there floating.
Did you just receive funnels of data?
I just received data, and when I woke up.
No, explain the data.
That's what I tell you. Okay, I'm telling you. So when I came back, first of all, while I was out there, I liked it. I didn't really want to come back. I didn't really want to come back, and this is what happens when people have a near-death experience or when they die. I do believe that some of them do make those choices, because it is so really nice out there. But I remembered I had dogs, I had children, and I really was curious to finish out what I was supposed to do here. So I came back. When I came back from this experience, I went to the people that I was collecting the data for, and I told them. And they said, I told them what I was to tell them. I was given information about their life. And I went and told one woman, I said, listen, I know what you're going through, and I just want you to know it's really going to be okay with you and your sister. And she looked at me like, oh my God. She said, I am so glad you told me that. And I didn't even know anything about this. So I was giving people information that I had no way of knowing. And after the Kundalini experience, I was telepathic. I was clairvoyant. I became responsible for that information, uncomfortably responsible in a lot of cases, because you look at people and they're looking at you, and you know that they know why you're looking at them and what you're thinking and what they're thinking, and it can get uncomfortable without going into details. The other experience is that you can also, some people have a visual experience. Some people have.
But we go back to yours. I don't want to speak general.
Okay.
I want to go specific. So you went out into space in your Kundalini awakening. You got data for other people. Did you receive data for yourself?
Oh, I did.
Okay, well that's what I want to know.
But so I have to tell you something. We don't always want to say what we got.
Okay, well you
but
can
I'm going to tell you something.
But
this has to go also to the past life regression. So the past life regression, all these experiences, hypnosis, Kundalini, lucid dreaming, they are all connected to the mind, subconscious, and all the collective information out there. So I jump around because I've had a lot of different experiences, but they link back together. When I had the past life regression, I wanted to understand, do you know the sound of throwing stars far? I wanted to understand the characters, where they came from, and through the past life regression, I was told from talking where the characters came from and everything. They asked me while I was in there, do I know who this is in my life today? And I remember saying, no. But I did know. I just didn't want to admit that I knew because it wasn't really good.
Okay,
but
so
I still.
Let me just say this though. Okay, so when I was raised Catholic.
Okay.
And I had an experience where 6 yogis came in to my inner vision and were telling me kind of like instructions on who to date and who not to date and what to do. And I had never had that kind of data come in.
Yeah.
And so this scene opened up, and everybody does have different experiences. However, what I had learned was that I was a way shower. The data was that I was supposed to help people on a global level, and that I was supposed to use my psychic gifts to help free the light workers and the starseeds. And I feel that's some of the data that you have, because immediately you implemented the data and you started helping people heal, because they were light workers that didn't have access to the psychic channels that you did.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I was getting at. All right, so this is Athena StarSeed, and this is a show called Heaven on Earth, and what we want to do is we want to inspire the light workers to reach out if they need help. Leslie does coaching, and her information is on the screen. I also do intuitive readings, and Kim's going to be coming back to the mainland soon, and we're going to be doing these traveling tours and these activations for light workers. So please reach out to us, and if you like the show, please share it with your Starseed friends. We're going to be right back to wrap this up after these commercial messages. This is a show called Heaven on Earth. Thank you so much for being present.
You order Pour a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
From traditional Hawaiian weddings and vow renewals to your own unique ceremony, find out why Kaanapali Weddings is the perfect place to say, I do. Create the memory that will last a lifetime at the place you and your family know and love, Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Imagine yourself and your loved one just steps away from world-famous Kaanapali Beach in one of many wedding venues to choose from, including oceanside lawns, tropical gardens, or indoor banquet rooms. With your choice of catering, bar, floral, and musical options, you can make your special day customized just for you. Their wedding specialist will help you plan your dream wedding today. For more information, visit kaanapaliweddings.com or call 661-0011. Kaanapali Weddings, the perfect place to say, I do.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Supreme grace, lay rain down through me.
Hi, this is Athena StarSeed, and we are back for our last 4-minute segment. And because it's quick, I want to jump right in and ask Leslie to finish up. You were first, okay, let me just go back to the people who are just joining us. Number 1, she woke up and she surrendered. Number 2, she started experiencing lucid dreaming. Number 3, her kundalini opened up. She shot out into space and she got downloaded with a library of information for her life purpose and life contract, and it was to help other light workers free themselves. So she was then telepathic, clairvoyant, clairaudient. And I want to say one little miracle. When she came into the Mystic Journey bookstore, Kim, she was talking to me and she kept saying, I'm going to leave at exactly 5 till 3 because you're going to have a client walk in here. And I was like, oh, how interesting. And she leaves at like 2:59 and she goes, all right, see you later, your client's on their way. She walks out, ding, Athena, you have a client up front. I was like, oh my gosh. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
So did you get like a feeling,
yes,
or did you see
I got
picture?
the feeling of that the moment I came in to see you, which was 45 minutes before that, and I started racing up because I felt the pressure that we had to get a few things done before that person came in. So what I would really like to say to everybody is that the 3 books that I wrote all go back to a basic theme, and that is we do come in here with a purpose. And the messages we get as children really confuse us. And if you can do one thing for yourself, no matter what your age is, one, get yourself some coaching, practice, spend 12 months of these kind of healings where you have coaching, you do acupuncture, you watch your diet, you get some nutritional guidance, monitor the television, the media, and everything, and really listen to yourself. And listen to people who you really, really trust. and enjoy it. You really are here to have fun. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to work so hard. The work that we have to do is play, have fun, use our imagination, you know, really get away from technology, get outside. It really is a wonderful place to be. It is heaven on earth.
It is heaven on earth. And she's going to be teaching a class today at the Mystic Journey Bookstore in Venice.
No, the yoga meditation center I'll be at on Lincoln Avenue.
Oh, okay, the Mystic
From
Journey
1 to 3
Crystal
I'll be
Gallery.
there. Yeah, I'll be there
Sorry,
1 to 3.
Mystic Journey Crystal Gallery, that's 1704 Lincoln from
1 to 3.
From 1 to 3, and you'll be teaching...
I'm doing private sessions today.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, from
okay.
1 to 3.
And then you have this book here.
Then I'll be doing my StarSeed event on the 20th at the bookstore, Mystic Journey Bookstore. It's from 7:30 to 8:30.
And how can I get a hold of you? What's your website?
It's raleslie.com.
Oh, okay, so if you would like some intuitive, it's called Inner Child Intuitive Coaching, please reach out to her. If you would like a soul reading, which I actually read the tarot and I look at your life contract and I open up the flow, I consider myself a plumber. You can come in and get a reading. And Kim, final words on Heaven on Earth?
Nothing more final than hearing this discussion. It's just exquisite. No, we're bringing it in. This is the way to do it and to tap into the collective conscious. Rosanne, it was wonderful to hear all of your inspiring thinking.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. This is Athena StarSeed and Kim Hix with Heaven on Earth. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. If you like the show, please share it with your Starseed friends. And remember, you are here on purpose, and our purpose is to play and have that joy from our heart chakra be our art chakra. All right, thank you so much. We will see you next Saturday, same time. And if you like this show, it does replay live on Sundays at 1 Pacific Coast. Thank you so much. This is Athena StarSeed. Thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you for
I love
having
you so
me.
much.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye.